We make daily choices with the quiet assumption that our world operates on a neat, completely predictable track. But the reality is much more chaotic. Markets turn overnight, and technology outpaces our ability to keep up. We are operating in an environment where complete data is no longer guaranteed. The information you need to make the right call is often simply missing. Yet, in the middle of this ambiguity, leaders and professionals still have to make critical, future-altering decisions, often while flying completely blind. Making choices without seeing the full picture isn't a rare emergency. It is the defining, everyday struggle of modern leadership. When you remove clear information, you create immediate pressure, and pressure rapidly translates into immense psychological stress. Under intense stress, human judgment typically fractures into three predictable paths of failure. First, people freeze, stalling out when action is required. Alternatively, they panic, rushing into impulsive action or falling back on short-term survival tactics, sacrificing long-term growth to survive the immediate crisis. Traditional education offers little defense against this. You can read volumes on strategy and attend leadership seminars, but theoretical knowledge does not prepare the brain for raw, in-the-moment emotional pressure. Knowing what to do is completely useless if your body's behavioral response to stress overrides your ability to execute it. Making the right call in the dark is a behavioral and emotional discipline, not a purely academic one. To build that discipline, you cannot rely on reading. You have to subject the brain to realistic, simulated pressure to train its actual response. That is exactly why the Destiny Path methodology was engineered. It is a highly advanced intervention designed specifically to apply that exact type of pressure. The simulation drops participants into complex scenarios where data is intentionally withheld and perfect answers simply do not exist. Forcing users to take action without all the facts bridges the dangerous gap between memorizing a strategy and actually executing it while under fire. Inside the environment, participants face a constant, grinding dilemma. They must continuously weigh immediate survival against their long-term strategic growth. Powering these scenarios is a highly calibrated engine built from behavioral psychology and gamified consequence. This scatterplot represents the system's AI-powered analysis at work, observing seemingly random micro-decisions and organizing them to track risk management in real time. Every single choice alters the board dynamically. Move by move, the user triggers cascading consequences that they cannot easily predict. As the simulation unfolds, this radar chart maps out the player's underlying cognitive patterns. It captures exactly how they react under stress, instead of how they think they react. Destiny Path produces a raw, unedited map of an individual's cognitive biases, exposing exactly how they function when the stakes are high. Once the scenario ends, participants enter an afterstate, where they are forced to confront this objective data face to face. The system holds up a mirror, revealing harsh tendencies. It might uncover a dangerous habit of reckless impulsive action, or definitively prove a paralyzing aversion to taking necessary risks. Exposing these fatal psychological flaws in a simulated, zero-risk environment prevents them from destroying a real-world, high-stakes crisis. Through repeated exposure to simulated pressure, the brain gradually rewires its default settings. Over time, the instinct to panic is replaced by calculated, strategic logic. Achieving objective awareness of your panic response is the mandatory first step to entirely neutralizing it. The methodology focuses on forging real-world resilience, using the simulation as a furnace to harden a professional's judgment. Those who make it through emerge with distinct traits: perfectly calm when facing ambiguity, thinking critically under immense pressure, and adapting significantly faster than peers. We often cling to the outdated metric that whoever holds the most information will automatically win. Today, that dynamic has flipped. Ultimate advantage now belongs entirely to those who can make superior choices when the data is entirely missing. Your future is the sum of your decisions. Mastering those choices